on, guys? Renegade here. As you can tell, I'm in the studio. A couple reasons for that. One is I'm still getting over COVID, so I'm not really feeling all that great being outside and doing work out on the car out there. So, figured do some work inside, some design work. Just for a recap, for those of you who don't know, I recently purchased a 1986 Porsche 944, one of my dream cars. So now I'm going to get working on it and make it nice. Well, I got it, it was a non-running car. When I looked into it, the engine was all out of time. So I put the engine back in time. However, I got it running for about a day and then it went kapooey. Looks like the head gasket with dust and God knows what else inside the head. So I gotta pull the head off, rebuild it, the whole 9 yards. Parts are on their way if they're not already here. I got a bunch of them in the garage, but I haven't gotten there yet. So I figure, while I'm not feeling well, like I said, I'll do some of the stuff I can do on the inside. So I like to overplan things. I like to be meticulous and come up with a grand plan. And part of that is because I'm an artist. Like, besides being a mechanic, I'm an artist. So I do a lot of things visually. I plan out a lot of things. So I figured today I would kind of give you a little bit of insight into that. So, and what is probably going to be the most convoluted way of making a video that I've ever done, I'm going to give you a small idea. Now, before I go into it too far, I will say that yes, I know there's an easier way. I know there are screen recording applications for the computer that I can just use to record, but my display driver or my display card is old, so I don't have the technology to do it currently. I have to update my graphics card. Anywho, so I have here, I've got a camera aimed at the computer to capture, and then I've got the camera that I'm talking to you on. So if you notice, on the computer, I currently have pulled up a couple stock photos of the Porsche. Front edge view and a 3/4 view. And got my handy dandy bamboo pen tablet that I can use to actually draw on the computer. What's cool about this is I can use this program. I'm using Fireworks. No, I don't have Adobe Photoshop and all that stuff, but this is what I'm used to. I can actually make a new layer and then I can paint right on top of it. To get a rough idea. See, like, it doesn't take a whole lot. See? If I don't like it, I can hit it and go delete. This is how I plan out a lot of my visual aspects of a car build like this. I mean, obviously I just drew a real quick spoiler on the back just for the sake of showing you what I do. You can do a lot with a program like this, and just in terms of trying to get an idea. And that's all I'm trying to do right now, is get an idea. So there's our stock car. So this is what mine would look like if the body work was all done and it was painted all right and everything like that. Well, now I don't want to say I would like modifying cars too far, but I like to accentuate what is already there. Like this, I love this car. I think it's a gorgeous looking car, but it is very 80s. And although I like the 80s, although I like the way the car looks from the 80s, I think we can kind of add little touches to give it a little extra flavor and to kind of bring it a little more to being timeless than so very 80s. Now you can go online and you can see all sorts of different ways of doing this. You can buy full-on body kits for the car, full new fenders with big wide wells, you know, go full wide body on it. You can buy a full new chin, you know, with fancier air ducts and a big fat lip, you know, the same with the back end. But I don't feel like we need to go that far. Now, like every good TV chef from the 90s, some of you know what I'm talking about, I did take the time to draw out a couple of the ideas that I had. For instance, if we're looking at just the car itself, let me zoom it, let me zoom in a little bit so you guys can see better. Again, I apologize for the weird glare of the screen since I'm recording the screen through a camera and not recording the screen through the computer. I know one of the big things to do, one of the very common things to do, are fender flares. Well, how would fender flares look on my car? Now I know you can buy the aftermarket bolt-ons and just, you know, have them be black with the divot for the bolt and, you know, bolt them on like that. But if I were going to do it, I would obviously mud over the spots, blend it all, sand it all, and paint it all to match the car. Well, how would that look? Kind of like that. Doesn't look half bad, you know. And like I said, this is just me drawing over it with the paintbrush tool. You know, adding some highlights and some shadows to give it contour, to give it kind of an idea of how it would actually be. All right, so that's how that would look. It's not bad. Let's think about it a little. What about a front splitter? They have them out there, and the front splitter does actually help with aerodynamics. Although this car is quite well designed, front splitter can split the air a little and can create a little less turbulence and a little less drag on the car. If I were to do such a thing, I'd be thinking about that too, as a performance aspect. Would I gain anything from it than just the style points? And the answer is it'd be a very, very small performance modification. But it's still something to think about. Because I don't want to put something on and have it actually deter from the car. So if I put a front splitter on, look kind of like that. This is going with a real small one, you see. I mean, obviously we can I could make it bigger, fatter, you know. And then we can have it really jut out and be big like that. I don't know about all that. So this is just getting ideas. I actually kind of really like that look. Like, I think it adds that just a little bit of flavor to it. Makes the front end just a hair more modern looking. But then the side just kind of, now if we put a side skirt on it too, so we got the front and the side. You know, I kind of dig that. That looks kind of nice, you know. What about if I put those wheel wells on, those fender flares on? Not a bad look, is it? What do you guys think? If you guys have any comments about different ideas for this car, let me know down in the comment section. Obviously, there are things I don't want to touch with this car. Like, I know I could get some funky, I've seen kits for some really weird headlights. Basically removing the pop-up headlight having something that sits up. I'm not too big onto those, so I'm not going to do that. I've seen a kit online that you can get, and it replaces your back hatch. Instead of this big fishbowl back here, it's basically metal, or maybe it's fiberglass, to make it more like a trunk that you would then potentially bolt a spoiler onto the back, and you end up with a small rear window instead of the big fish. And the problem with that to me is it takes away from the look of the Porsche. You know, the 944, it's got a very classic look. Doing that, to me, makes it look a little more like a Honda Del Sol. I'll put up a picture so you can see what I mean. Like, it's not bad, and for those that want to do that type of thing, go for it. It's just not my style. Like, I actually really like the big rounded glass, and I love the rubber spoiler. Like, I think that's very cool, very stylish. So I'm not going to mess with those types of things. I don't want to add too much and start having things look like they're just slapped on, gooped on. This is not West Coast Customs. I'm not Exhibit. And we're not doing the AutoZone special, where we buy a bunch of shit and we slap it on. Not how we do things here. Just a little bit of taste and style. Now, one thing I do know that I'm going to do with this, guaranteed. Like, I don't know about the wheel wells, the fender flares. I'm not entirely sure about the lips, the side skirt and the front lip. I'm kind of leaning towards them, but I'm not 100% sure. But one thing I do know is that they've got a really nice decal kit that goes along the side of the car. Makes it look a little racier, a little sportier. I like it. So I know I'm going to get one of those. Like, that just screams Porsche. Not just because it says Porsche right there in the words. But, like, it's very period. It looks very proper for being on the side of a Porsche. Yeah. I mean, if we added everything onto it that I designed, it's not a bad look. Especially if we go ahead and we were to, like, I don't know, repaint the car a slightly deeper red. Yeah, I don't know. So, this is how I design things. I sit here and I play with the ideas and I put them up on the computer and I try and figure it out. Now, I will say this. This is my car. Means that no matter what anybody has to say about the fact that this is a Porsche that I am building, ultimately the final says come down to me. Which means anybody that wants to get on here and complain about the purity of the car, I'm not concerned about the purity of the car. I'm not thinking about the resale value of the car. I'm thinking about, I really want to make this my dream Porsche 944, and I want it to scream Renegade. I want it to be just so quintessentially me. So that's what I'm hoping to do with this design. As I said, some people might not like it. If you like the ideas that I'm putting out there, make sure you hit the like button and let me know down in the comments. If you got any other ideas that maybe you want to put out there, let me know as well. Who knows? But this could piss off a lot of people. My design, what will end up being my final decision. But I also don't care. Like I said, it's my car. Yeah, that's it. I'll figure it out, come up with a final design, but I am kind of leaning towards something like this. I'm really liking the lips. The front lip splitter and the side skirts. Really digging that. Said fender wells or fender flares. We'll see, maybe. I'm not decided one way or another with it yet. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'll also take this opportunity to say that if you are looking forward to this build because you know that I'm going to end up doing something cool with it, or you want to see how badly I fail at it, one of the two, make sure if you're not already subscribed, please hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when I upload a new video. Yeah, what do you guys think? Any ideas? Any feedback? Please let me know. Right now, I just thought I'd give you a quick insight as to how I visually design things for a big build like this. Obviously, there's lots of other things to figure out as I go, and obviously there's the big aspect of it needs to run and drive and all that. But like I said, on a nice day inside, this is a good idea, something to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments. And until next time, y'all keep rock and rolling. I'm gonna keep taking care of business. See you in the next one.